Hi, this is the Model TV bringing you tutorial video on how to design this Fedora, Wide Brim hat or celebrity fascinator, however you call it. Have you been wondering how to design this, how to get started? Sit tight, don't go away. Watch this video till the end to see how to achieve this design. So the materials needed include straw board, your molded base, dry wadding, gum, be it UHU, your bias or trimming. I am using a velvet bias. Gum can be B6000 or any other gum of your choice. Sit tight, don't go away. You need to see how to get started and done with this. It's simple, the video is short, so don't go away. Step 1, you cut your straw board. Before this cutting, you must have drawn your circle, yes, to align with the size or width of the fascinator or hat that you want to design. So you use something, place on the straw board and draw your circle, then cut it accordingly. You need to do this neatly and ensure that your hand and your cutting is straight, because this will bring out the edge of the fascinator. So step 2, before you begin this design, put your materials in place and don't rush it. It is technical, it's not something you rush over, so you take your time while doing this. Step 2, spread your gum on the straw board. It can be any gum, B6000, UHU gum, or what I'm using here, top bond. But if you are using top bond, ensure that you dry this base after this first step. So after spreading your gum, or before spreading your gum, you cut out your dry wadding. Use a dry wadding, and this depends on how thick you want your base to be. You may decide to double the straw board, you make it 2, but if you are using a dry wadding, there is no need doubling it because it will be too thick. Yes, as we move on, I'll be giving you tips in this video, so keep watching and don't go away. Every knowledge here is very important, you'll be needing it. So you put your dry wadding that you've cut accordingly on the straw board, spread it, ensure that there's no twisted part. Don't allow it to twist. Straighten it with your hand, or alternatively you can use iron. You do this on both ends and ensure you trim out all excesses. Here we go, trimming the excesses, okay, and cutting the other part. Everything you do it to both ends, and you can do this before even starting the design. Have you subscribed to the Model TV? If you haven't, hit the subscription button now. And if this video makes sense to you, give it a thumbs up, turn on the notification bell, turn on all notifications to get notified whenever I upload a tutorial video. I always upload meaningful, insightful, and detailed videos, so don't miss it. So you may be asking this question, can I use a marker? No, don't try it. You may ask, can I use carton? No, don't try it. If you want your hat to be durable, yes, you have to make something durable, so use a straw board. After you must have placed your dry wadding, the next thing is to spread your gum on the dry wadding and then cover it with your fabric. You can use a velvet, you can use any fabric, any material that you want to use, but just ensure that it is not transparent so that it will not show the white wording inside. Don't use a transparent material. So step 3, after you must have covered everything with your fabric neatly and carefully. Step 3, you need to bring in your base. Yes, while doing this, you ensure that it is centralized. You look for the center. Use something, your tape, to measure, to ensure that you get the center of the base before you now place your base and start sewing. You spread your gum very well on the base and then you put it up there and still sew it with your thread and your needle using the same color as the color of the fabric. While doing this sewing, be very careful to make it very neat and firm. Ensure that the thread is not showing on the base, so you have to be very technical and very careful while doing this. This is like the most important aspect of this design. Check out my video on how to mold a fascinator base. It will guide you. So before you mold the base, you have to check the mold that you want to use. You ensure that the mold will fit in. There are some molds that you use that will not let the beauty of this design to come out. So very importantly, ensure that your mold is good and exactly what you want, and it will give you the desired shape. So let's do the finishing. Remember this back that we had covered. You have to ensure that the gum is holding it firmly. You check very well that everything is neatly placed. You trim out the excesses neatly. You put your gum. This is the finishing part. So at this point, we'll be putting either the bias or anything that you want to use, ribbon, pita charm that you want to use for the finishing. So that is it. You allow it to dry. After putting the gum on it, you allow it to dry for some minutes before you now bring in your bias or whatsoever you are using for finishing. Then we also do the finishing for the base. So you cut out the center. You use your scissors or your knife or anything that you need. Use a big scissors. Don't use a small scissors because it will not go through. You cut out the center so that you have access to the base. Then you do your finishing. You know how to do finishing, or you watch the video on my channel. So drop a love for me in the comment section, your reaction, your questions, whatever it is, input that you think should be in this video and it's not there and you want to know. Just ask your question and I'll be right here to answer. While you're doing this finishing, ensure that it is neat, it is beautiful, and I also reserved this for the end of the video. So if you've watched up to this point, then you get this part. But before then, let's see how you can attach the band. Yes, there's always a band for this particular design that you put to your back or to your chin. And you can also put something here like this rope. You can use a bias, you can use a ribbon. Can you see it? Also, you can add your fringe to this design. Any type of fringe. I hope you've been seeing it somewhere, so you can use your gum and attach a fringe. Thank you for watching.